Good evening. Thanks for being here. That devastating earthquake that struck Chile on Saturday prompted fears of a Pacific-wide tsunami, including alarms going off here on Vancouver Island. It turns out, though, that the fears were unfounded. Just a slight change in sea level detected Saturday afternoon up and down the west coast of the island. And even though it was a false alarm, the worry now is that are people taking these tsunami advisories seriously enough? A-News Mid-Island Bureau Chief Jonathan Bartlett has the story. He joins us now in Nanaimo with details. Jonathan.
Hudson, there's a drink called a tsunami in a bar in Prince Rupert, but as the joke goes, if you order it, it will never come. Tsunami alerts and advisories come and go in communities all over the west coast. But experts say when it comes to tsunamis, we should never be complacent. Today, the Alberni Inlet is calm, but on Saturday, some nervous eyes watched these waters. Luckily, the tsunami never came. Saturday's earthquake in Chile was estimated at 8.8 on the Richter scale. This massive earthquake triggered a potentially damaging tsunami, prompting warnings across the Pacific.
In the case of a subduction zone earthquake like that, the land tends to move vertically when the earthquake happens, and so the floor of the ocean was dropped by maybe a couple of meters, and of course the water dropped at the same time, and that creates a wave that spreads out across the ocean.
A tsunami advisory was issued for British Columbia's coast. In Tofino, roads and beaches were closed. But in Port Alberni, no visible action could be seen. One could assume the city was almost complacent.
I guess we're old hands at this matter.
In actual fact, the City of Port Alberni's Emergency Preparedness Committee advised businesses and industry in low-lying areas, as well as the Port Authority and First Nation communities of the potential danger.
We have a system in place, we have a warning system in place, and so we're always prepared for the worst.
The incoming wave was arriving at quite a significantly low tide. We weren't anticipating any damage. Potential some stronger than normal local occurrence, and that's why we let the Port Authority, people that have waterfront facilities, let them know about that.
As it turned out, barely a ripple came up the Alberni Inlet, which was a good thing since scores of people came out to watch. It's a little bit like the old story of the boy who cried wolf. We get tsunami advisories here from time to time, but damaging tsunamis have come through the Alberni Inlet in the past, and make no mistake about it, it will happen again. In 1964, hours after the Alaska earthquake, a powerful tsunami struck a number of homes and businesses in Port Alberni. Incredibly, no one was killed.
We were really unprepared when we had that tsunami in '64, and we've really come a long way.
There's a fine line between being prepared and calling wolf.
You don't want to do a full-blown response to what's perceived to be a very minimum event, because then people will potentially get this cry wolf scenario going on.
Experts say it's only a matter of time that a real tsunami strikes again, and we simply cannot afford to take the warnings for granted.
Nobody should be complacent about something like this, because until the tsunami actually made its way across the ocean, nobody knew how big it was going to be. It's just a good wake-up call to us that, you know, tsunamis are here and it's something we need to think about.
And 1964 was not the first time Port Alberni was hit by a tsunami. In the year 1700, a massive tsunami hit Vancouver Island after a large earthquake off our coast. First Nation oral history tells of whole villages wiped out and canoes lodged in trees. It's not if, but when a major earthquake will spawn another tsunami that will strike Vancouver Island, which is why emergency preparedness is so important. Hudson?
Indeed, Jonathan Bartlett in Nanaimo. Jonathan, thanks.
Thank you.